5, 4, 3, 2.
So we've been talking about nothing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You hit the wrong floor. It's okay.
I told you I was having a hard time.
We had some really good conversation. I hope you guys watching
Watched
our
it.
lips move.
And then when I was trying to get everybody's attention.
You can talk too. You know how it
Yes.
is in here.
Yeah, come on, Jamie, speak up.
Yeah, you could have said something
Well,
because you
can we
wouldn't have been
listen
heard.
to it and make sure we have it now?
Do you want to start
Can you go
over?
get my phone? We could start over.
Yeah.
I can hear it now. Yep. Nobody else pulled up.
So, anyway, we were talking about how important it is for the warehouse to be closing and what it means for the music scene for hard rock and heavy metal.
About how awesome the music scene has gotten. We've talked about that during the thing when we didn't have no sound. But we have sound
Sorry,
now.
guys.
It's okay. Shit happens.
Shit wouldn't have lasted so long if somebody looked at me.
Yeah. We're verifying. We're not going to restart though. I will edit out all that talk earlier, and then you'll be wondering, what do you mean y'all were talking about something? So we're just going to talk about it all again.
Yeah. So basically,
All they did was talk about how great I was for about 30 minutes.
We
Yes.
did.
That
That's
is
right.
all we were talking about.
For 30 minutes.
We'll have to talk about it.
How great I am.
I gotta feed my own ego. So.
yeah.
So the point of this whole episode was
Is.
want to make sure the Facebook audience didn't get it. With the closing of the warehouse, this is the weekend of July 29 and 30 or 30, 30 when?
30, 31.
What's
29
today?
and 30.
Today's
the
the
30th.
Yeah.
Today's the 30th?
Today's the 30th.
Okay. Today's the 30th, and on the evenings of July 29 and July 30th, the warehouse is hosting the final metal festival, the final metal shows of its existence. So we've just been discussing what that means for the scene, what that means for metal, what Nashville's going to look like now that all our metal dudes have to move south or find somewhere else to
And
play.
this is a place that our metal dudes grew up, and you know, they cut their teeth, like they played in their first bands there, you know, and like watching that, like I'm sure that while they were playing their last moments on that stage, you know, a lot went through their heads because it's like,
Yeah.
holy cow, man, I played here when I was 18, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, some of those guys last night that were playing were like they played there when they were 16, snuck in through the back just so they could play.
Yeah, I remember going there when I was 16.
Yeah. Well, and that's what it is, you know, like that's why we fight so hard, you know, to promote and be at shows and, you know, give all our love to the musicians because we're part of that, you know. It's like,
I remember being younger in Nashville, there was venues that had some great heavy rock in it, and I think it was the mosh pits that put a stop to more of it than anything. But you see mosh pits now, they're not like they were when we were
oh
younger.
no.
They're little, I mean, it's great to see them helping each other up and making sure nobody's getting hurt. But when we had mosh pits, if you were on the floor, good luck.
Yeah,
You're
gone.
survival of the fittest.
It was survival of the fittest, and it's great
Like the
to see
giant
that.
circle pits at Slayer. Oh, those
Yeah.
are so fun.
Yeah, I will say that, I guess it can get brutal, but I do like that idea. It's like people all the time, growing up, especially now, it's a lot different. Things have changed, but growing up, we go to festivals and things all the time. My dad didn't care. He'd take us where we wanted to go. He was really good about that. So he took us to, like, Mayhem Fest and all that. But as soon as you walk in any direction, you get your band t-shirts. Oh, no, they're evil, they're mean. And it's like, that's the nicest bunch of people I'm ever around. I've been to several different places, but my metalheads are the nicest people. And the first show I took my friend to, we were in a mosh pit, and she fell down. And my sister was like, there goes my she just knew she was dead. And then all I see is like all these hands come down and fish her up out of it. I was like, see, like, that's great. Like, where else would you see that? Somebody else would have left her to die. But no, everybody reached down, got her back up, and we all kept going.
Yeah.
It's great to see that.
I was raised by the metal community in Houston. Like, I felt safer with them than I did, you know, with my own people that I was supposed to feel safe with, you know?
That's kind of weird how that works.
It's weird. Growing up myself, I didn't get into metal till my late teens. And at the time when I was growing up, I was one of those ones that was like, oh, that's evil music. but I didn't because it was instilled upon me that it was evil music.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to everything but that because everyone said, "Oh, that's evil music," and I'm like,
Well, I guess I can.
I heard "shout at the devil" and was like, "That's not evil. He's shouting at the devil.
Yeah, he's telling him.
He's not of the devil." And then when I saw those lyrics, I'm like, "Y'all are fucking stupid." And then I heard Metallica and was like blown away when they first came out. But I heard them right before one came out, right before one hit. I heard a song of theirs and was like, "Oh my God, who is this?" And it was Master of Puppets, and I fell in love with it. And deep into it, I went to their first albums and loved all of it.
Awesome.
And now even now, some of the heavy is a bit harsh, but the music is just.
I like it heavy.
There still is that stigma of when you hear that loud sound or the screams, like, oh my gosh, what kind of evil is happening here? It's like most of them are actually talking about heartfelt things, heartbreak, mental health. Like you're not
Wood.
even.
Shout out to the homie Travis. It's one of my favorite examples. He's such he comes from his music taste is just all over the place. He's known by his friends for being a sappy sad country guy.
Yeah.
He's so squishy.
Yeah.
But he's got great R&B sensibility, and his writing, he's up if you are not into metal, you would never think to listen to a band like Of Serpents.
Yeah.
But if you listen,
to those
that's
lyrics,
real
oh my
shit,
God,
and the
that's
way
some
he writes
great
is
fucking writing in his songs.
Is that
I
emo
love
metal?
No, really, I wouldn't call it that.
I think
Just
there is an
kidding.
emo metal.
Just kidding. I was
I
making
do
a funny.
love that though, 'cause it almost is always. There are some that are parodies, a lot of it's funny stuff. Some of it could be serious, but for the most part, it is lessons or
Yeah.
mental health talk.
Maybe
love
what
talk,
y'all are
it's so
listening to.
good.
Maybe what y'all are
I definitely like my Hail
Some
Satan
other
shit.
things.
I does.
We don't just listen to Sabbath.
Neither do I. I'm
I
just
know that.
saying. My metal music has a lot of Satan in it.
I love all the
And
music
fire and chaos.
I'm growing up with, and things are coming out that I get
Dragons.
to experience, and that we're seeing a whole different new realm. But I would have loved to have been my parents' era though, watching music come out like Metallica, Guns N' Roses, all that stuff, because it was so different. But also, just how it's presented is different. Everything's so social media now. It's hard to how you grasp things. So I think it would have been such a cooler way to really be introduced to it than we are nowadays. I love it. I love what I'm getting into, but. That whole shit was great for me. My mother and my dad introduced me to that shit hard, and I can't thank them enough for that. I was 3 years old. All I wanted for my birthday was to go see AC/DC when they were in town. That's how I got.
Well, and everyone
introduced
releases singles now.
Yeah.
So I feel like the day of concept albums is almost behind us, But that's what I liked about Jawfane.
I was
because-
gonna say we do
we
have
do.
bands that are doing concept albums.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, bitches.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I like about the whole Jawfane and how they're piecing together these music videos that they're putting out, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, because I love things that tell a story. It's great that
Yeah.
people have singles and they're able to release them so easily today, but I like well thought out
The whole
albums,
album.
you
Oh,
know?
yeah. I mean, and you can have a single off a well thought
Yeah,
out
absolutely.
album that's really good, and the rest of the album just compilates.
But these
that
people
one
are just
single.
writing
Yeah, you do get a lot of that just writing the one song, the one
and
thing.
releasing it, which is fine, but
Well, during COVID, that was a big thing too, though, where it was just one at a time to grab your attention as you went, because it was too hard for them to get venues out and about to go do the things. I was like, oh, we just gotta hang on to it until cause we don't know what's gonna happen yet. And then all of a sudden, this year especially, but when we were launching, I always do new song this day, that day. I'm doing 2, 3, 4 songs a day each. I'm like, there's so much new music, I can't keep up with it between all
and
the
more coming.
Yeah,
And we
I was like,
will
this is
stay
a great
tuned.
problem to have.
Stay
I love this
tuned.
problem that I'm having. Here's a new song every 10
There's
seconds.
so
I
much
love
good
this
music
problem.
coming out of Nashville right now.
I tell people, I swear I'm not biased, but Nashville is killing it right now. I swear I'm not
They
biased.
are.
There's so
They
many
really
good
are,
ones,
though.
and the ladies.
Yes.
Again,
Oh
I'm not
my
biased,
God.
but these women are killing it right now. So freaking great.
So many freaking awesome ladies out there just rocking the
And
house.
awesome ladies who haven't even recorded their music yet.
Yes.
There's a couple I know.
Yeah.
There's one I know of.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah?
couple that I know of. There's a couple I know of. Worst kept secret in Nashville.
Worst kept secret. Shittily
But
kept secret.
seriously though, there's so much stuff coming out in the next few months that it's hard for me not to talk about it, even though I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah.
Hi, Deb. Hi, Viking Mike. Hey,
Hi,
Bern.
Bern.
The one spreading the secrets.
I cannot wait for this. So that's in October. It's gonna be
October 2nd is going to be.
So Lydia's,
Get your tickets
Defiant
now.
Mechanism. Who all else?
Upon the revelation.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I forget their names so
Blackwood.
much. Blackwood.
I
That's
mean,
right.
every single band
Yeah.
on that.
It's gonna be
Bill
so good. I'm so
is
excited to see
amazing.
Bern
Yeah.
perform again. Little Buck. Yeah, we're hosting that one. It's gonna be so awesome. Y'all get your tickets.
Get
now.
your tickets.
It's
It's
so
going to
good.
sell out. I mean, there
Yeah.
are too many great acts and too much anticipation for my new favorite band. Defiant Mechanism.
Yeah, Defiant Mechanism.
But either way, that I am predicting to sell out on that show, so I really think everyone needs to grab their tickets. I've already grabbed my tickets because I'm that
You
confident that
predicted
it's
it.
going
You
to
gotta
sell
make it
out.
happen, so
Yeah.
If it doesn't, we'll have to go in there and just buy them up. Like, look.
Oh, look, it did sell out. Did you see the meme where people are like, if I won the lottery, I'd buy up all of Kanye West's concert tickets, so when he comes out with a "you suck" sign. I'm not saying he sucks. I'm just saying it was a meme.
It's
was
a
funny.
funny regardless.
It was funny.
I didn't think it was a bad idea, is all I'm saying.
So with bands who would normally just be playing Warehouse every weekend, no offense, what is their marketing game going to look like now if they haven't made the move to Nashville venues?
Well, I think they've got to really start, depending on that network that they've been building. You know, they're not just playing with bands that are from the same area. You know, they're playing with bands from all over, and I think hopefully. Even if they are, they've got to branch out and they've got to use those resources and those connections, and we've got to like be calling each other up like, hey, I haven't seen you guys do a show here. Do you guys want to do a show with us? You know the bands are good. We've seen them.
Yeah.
You know they aren't bad bands. So it's like we gotta take our community that we're building and we just gotta make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Me and Diego kind of conversed on that a little bit recently. And like no offense to anybody who does play the same venues over and over again, or like you said, how they're gonna start marketing. Some of them don't anyway,
Yeah,
and
they
because
don't.
they're fine with that. Though some of them, that's what they want. Like they want to play their same place. They want to be home, and that's fine. That's what you want to do. But we were saying like how many of the bands that do that we know who could do so well if they wanted to, and that's kind of a shame. But also like if that is what you want, if you only want to stay at that level, then obviously do what makes you happy. But it's like, a lot of them could if they really want to push that market and do it. But
even staying at that level, you still have to go do shows.
Yeah.
You know, you still have to book shows. Whether you're playing, if your goal isn't to play every month and your goal is to play every few months, you still got to be booking those shows, and you still need those bands to be booking those shows with. Because I think even when you play the borough, they say, hey, any touring band, make sure you're getting local bands on this bill because
Yeah.
we aren't going to advertise for you. And that's the other thing. There's so many bands out there that are great that don't let you know about their shows until the day of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll release the event link when they book it, and then
And then
don't
never
mention
talk about it.
until
Until the day of.
The day of.
There's been several that I've missed because of that, and like until I get out here, obviously it's gonna be hard. But an hour and a half drive, I'm like, man,
CJ.
it's like, how am I gonna get out here? And one thing's funny too is some of these smaller venues who get like pretty good bands, and it kind of like catches you off guard. And it's like, wow, like this band's gonna be playing here because we have such little holes in the walls, but they're still cornerstones of the music industry out here. So I believe it was Keenum Collects and Varsity at the end. I was like, this hole in the wall. We hosted that one. I was like, oh, are you here? But I loved them. Like Jonathan's so sweet. Joey and them are really great. But the other LA opened up for him, and I told Joey, you're gonna love this band. Like Aria is so freaking phenomenal. And that blew my mind. I was
Hi,
like, look at her,
Aria,
this
I
is
love
so
you.
great. And they're so good. Again, I'm not biased, but damn,
I'm
they're
biased as
amazing.
hell.
I love their sound so much. And I'm always pushing all these bands out there. The ladies, I try not to be. I swear. I love everybody, but I got a big
The
stickler
ladies
for
are
the
coming
ladies,
for you,
man.
fellas. Just be on the
Yeah.
lookout.
But
There's
that was
some
so
damn
great
good
to me.
ladies out there, though. There's
Yes.
some damn, like
Coming for you.
Yeah, Aria's amazing. Tanya's killing it. My ladies over here, they doing the thing. And her name was Jennifer. I don't remember what band she was in because it was during the industrial night where everybody was mishmashed together. No, Jordan. She's the one that did the Deftones
Jordan's
cover. I was like,
awesome.
I I love you.
And she's a little country girl.
Yeah, she's so sweet. I really
Monty.
enjoyed that.
Monty always looks so good
Oh,
on stage.
Oh
she
my gosh.
kills everything that
She
she
was
does.
amazing. And
Love
she had
that
a lot of
girl
energy
so
too. I was
much.
like, I'm getting tired
Yeah.
watching you.
Watching her is a workout. Like,
It is.
she's a great personal trainer.
Yeah.
She's fucking fantastic. I love her TikToks. I think she makes me LOL like that. LOL more than anybody else. But yeah, the ladies are just killing it out there, and it's really awesome to see a lot of ladies like venturing into like heavier bands. And it's not all like, screaming and growling, like they aren't having to hit all that metal stuff. It's like just a different style,
There's a
coming
big
out.
mishmash of all of them.
Yeah, we've got those ladies, and they're phenomenal. But
And I know I missed a number too, and I know I love you. I didn't mean to, but I can look in front of me and still not know what I'm saying because I blank out hard. But yeah, there's a bunch of it. So many different talents. I'm here for it.
Nashville's just hot right now.
I've been saying it for over a year. I'm biased as hell because I think the females, the musicians that I know personally, the Nashville-centric female musicians, they already had an energy like almost every single one of y'all. You came because you just wanted to work for us, I guess. That's how you came into my life. You just showed up one day and never left.
And never left.
But like all these other female artists who've become like really good friends, it's an energy thing. Like I'll go to see them and there's something captivating about them. Like especially Deb. It's like insane to think like me and Kelly just walked into Donaldson one night and here's this bitch with a guitar and I'm like, holy shit, like I would love to hear that voice on like some distorted guitars. And now hear the never mind.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned, Nashville.
Hi Deb, I love you.
I seen her. No, I hosted that show. It was a ladies' thing. It was her and that was the one I forgot. Kay, Miss Asma.
Hey Asma.
That was an all-girls show we did.
At the
Yeah,
Bowie?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. And you just said like meeting her. It just smacked me in the face. Where did you and me meet? The bathroom at the warehouse. I did not know her from nobody. We were both in the bathroom doing what girls do.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my god.
Start
oh,
complimenting
one of
each
those
other
girls. That's so
outfits
cute.
and
She was
shit.
like, oh, I love that jacket. And it was a good, just that. Okay, bye. And the next thing I'm like, oh, hey, we're working with this lady. I met her in the bathroom one time.
But that's like that speaks so much to like what I love about the scene because when I moved to Nashville from out west, like this idea of independent and underground and local, it was so different because I'm getting in here thinking like, oh, I just got to find people to jam with, let people know what I do. It's going to be so easy to make friends. It's going to be so easy to find opportunities. Not at fucking all. Like people are friendly, but you still have your cliques, your family, your musicians, your people that you call for your gigs, right? And it's hard to like break into those things, especially if you haven't been working at your craft as long. Like everybody out here grew up playing a billion instruments, right? Everybody out here knows how to sing. Everybody out here, well, not everybody can read sheet music, but everybody can write a chart, right? So like they kind of don't need you in a scene like this. But that's what like even all these years and like getting to understand it and like, whatever. I came in here pretty green. I had, I was idealizing what this was going to be like. It's just a different vibe. Even understanding the vibe of Nashville, it's not the vibe I want. I want the community. I want the underground to really be just a shit ton of musicians who know each other, but like really fucking love each other and will give the newer guys opportunities just because they're cool and they know that they need a place to cut their teeth. They know that they're a great musician when we're jamming in the garage, but once we get on stage, they fall apart. So let's give him more opportunities to get on stage. Like, I love that kind of shit. And then even for those of us who do shit to support the, artists on the peripheral, like, even just the community that we have. We finally have Asylum and HGS in the same building together doing something. And like hopefully if things go right and we can get these quarterly festivals going, it will be this beautiful joint venture. And it's just like you're bringing these families together. So it's more than just...
It's like a marriage.
It's more than just, trying to get the gigs, trying to make sure your band is pristine and you have the best musicians. I would like to see this shift to where as an artist that you are supported by your community because they really are your friends. Because you met this bitch in a bathroom at the warehouse one time. And now here you are working together and there's so much that I get to learn from her and Diego. But like the reason I even got into this position is because I was comfortable enough with them long before this position was opened up to me. And so knowing, like, I already knew that I could work with them. I already had talked to her, to Diego. I've already seen what they were doing. So there's kind of like this energetic exchange that solidified, like, okay, so this is something that I want to do with them. And that's what I would like to see for all creatives across the board, to know that, like, the jobs they're picking, the things that they're going after, it's not what they have to do. It's not how we do it. It's not how things are, it's just how things are done in Nashville. Fuck all that. I want people to actually be in the spaces where they feel like they belong. And the warehouse was one of those things. And that's why I can get a little bit sad. I wasn't part of like the whole warehouse history, but like so much of my family, I don't even think I would have been with DMP and now you, had it not been for warehouse and me like expanding in that particular circle. Like I had plenty of like rock dudes from Nashville that I knew that I jammed with, but like my family mostly came from warehouse.
I like the idea of how us and HGS and Asylum Radio, two internet things that these artists can go to, don't have to, you guys play their music. We give them a place where they can perform and showcase themselves for a little while to the world.
And connect with the audience.
And connect to, they got audience, they can connect on, because the live stream, you can connect on there. And talk to them and say something. You can mention something. We always try to keep an eye on the live chat as it's going, so we can tell people, hey, so and so just mentioned you guys, and hey, so and so is wanting to hear if y'all play this song, something we may not think of. So, and then they got the whole world from that to get heard on, or they get listened to. Someone from somewhere else could go to Asylum Radio one day and, what is this? Click on it and listen to them. Hear all these new bands they've never heard, and they're in fucking
because you will hear of
Sweden
all
or
of them.
something.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. Some of the places we have from when we first started, we kind of expected, so what we know, and then literally within our first few months, it was like, what? New Zealand, Australia.
Yeah.
Like, how do they even know we're here? And then we had to work on our systems because some of those different national ones couldn't hear us. So like, all right, so we went to work, made it happen so that now they can hear us too. So when we said we're worldwide, like, we ain't kidding. We don't only just let you hear it worldwide. Bring us your MP3s. We want to share you. And I do like that with us, not us welcoming anybody. Like, just give us your music. We'll give it a shot. You don't have to, bribe us to do a thing. Just like, come on over here. Let's help each other out. Because like, what we were talking about earlier, you help me, I'll help you. It's not necessarily an expecting thing one way or the other, but if you all do that and help each other, everybody's going to succeed.
Yep.
And that's like the biggest point. And I do appreciate with these bands, usually, I know some things happen, you can't always stay, but for the most part, these bands here are so great about showing up as soon as it starts, and every band will stay there until it ends and support each other, clapping and cheering. I'm like, that is so beautiful. I love to see it.
That is awesome to see.
That brings me on to another subject, though. So how do we get the Nashville audiences onto these harder bands so that it's not just the other bands sticking around and clapping for each other?
Well, we've kind of touched base on that in like conversation where we talk about, having like the mixed genre shows, like not just having, three like super heavy bands that play with each other a million times. You throw in a different, like a singer-songwriter, like someone a little edgy, like you throw on, I think they've had with Nikessa, where she's played with, like some rock bands and stuff, because everyone brings their own crowd, everyone brings their own fans, and then those people wait around because it's like, okay, well, we've been here, let's check out a few songs from that. Even if they don't stay the whole night, everyone's staying to check out. People have all bought tickets. You might sell merch, like Jawfane merch. Who wouldn't buy some of those shirts just because they look cool?
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those things where I feel like opening the door and not having everything in a box. Like I feel like the gatekeepers and the people that are like, this is how things are done and this is how things need to stay done. No, it's not how things are done, or no, that's how you do it. That's great. That is awesome. That works for you. We've got an idea. We're gonna try it out. And I mean, that's kind of like what happened here in the studio. We had an idea.
We tried it
and
out.
we tried it out. We yes-anded everything. We didn't say no to any idea, and we still don't say no to any idea.
No,
We're like,
go
oh,
with it.
let's try it, and it just keeps evolving and evolving into something bigger and better. And I feel like that's what's going to happen in the community because we're all going to just start doing that together. kind of like when we're talking about, those bands that are original bands, but they play a bunch of covers on Broadway, like they have original bands too, it's like everyone plays in different venues, and it's just going out and supporting everybody and learning where we all can fit. Like, they're all cool people.
I think categorizing is just like an organization thing, because I know I'm OCD as hell. It's like, okay, so if I'm gonna do this thing, I'm only gonna have sodas in this line. I'm only gonna have water in this line, like kind of like that. So when you're doing their shows, that's probably how they think too. Well, I'm doing this kind of show. I need to have so and so rock bands. I can't mix in a country artist or a hip hop artist, whatever. But I find me a artist amongst y'all, or just anyone ever, and say, oh hey, who's your inspiration? They're not gonna sit there and name 10 different rock bands. They're gonna name Conway Twitty. They're gonna name Elvis or something. It's not gonna be just one genre. They're gonna have such a plethora of different genres they choose from, and I love that. And most of them, that's how their inspiration comes to write their music. But yeah, like, why wouldn't you do a mishmash? Because everybody likes a little bit of everything. I know I do.
We love you,
got some
CJ.
Crazy playlists.
CJ brought that up in the chat about mixed genre gigs are the best. He knows his dudes play better with those.
Yeah.
His guys play better with those, and I know CJ will do a mixed genre gig in a heartbeat. He'll play with anybody. He will. He don't care. He's just that good of a artist.
Speaking of having to keep our mouth shut, stay tuned.
So much stay tuned
Stay
stuff.
tuned.
There is. Next season, there's going to be a lot of
Don't
stuff.
Seriously, I mean, for starting something at the beginning of this year, we started in February, and we are booked through November right now.
Technically, started December 31st.
I mean, technically.
Yeah, technically we did.
This season, though.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
season's been running since February 4th, I think. The whole season's booked out. So excited about our 2 last episodes of the season. Oh my God.
3 episodes.
Who's the third before
the
that?
one-
I'm
the-
excited for
the
all the
Veterans Day
episodes.
episode.
Oh,
We're doing that
Yeah.
Veterans
we
Day
have Veterans Day
now.
episode 2.
Tattered Sons.
And we might have an episode in between there during Halloween. I don't know. We're still trying to work that out.
Maybe a festival.
Maybe a
Oh.
Saturday festival if possible.
We don't know. There's all kinds of things in the works.
Friday.
We're
2
working
band
it.
Thing. Yeah, something like that. 2 or 3 bands Friday.
It's really what the community wants and what we all put together, because that's all it is. It's a collaboration with everyone, really. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff. Yes. And I'm really happy that a lot of these venues are really getting open to the idea of, allowing the rock and metal bands in there a little bit more.
They should, though. They really should. There's no reason not to allow them.
Seriously, they should also let tribute bands like Symptom of the Universe play too. I'm just saying. I hated that email it gets to me.
Tell us about the
Really-
email,
yeah,
Miranda.
There's really an email that says no tribute bands.
Oh, no. The email response was, thank you for your interest, but we are not booking cover bands at the
Oh.
moment. And
But
I
you're not a
said,
cover
that's
band."
great that you aren't booking cover bands. We're a tribute band, and I'll check back with you in a few months.
That is something I noticed though with back home, several of them. We have a butt ton of cover bands or people who do quote unquote tributes, but there's also places where they won't allow the venue without a license of some sort to play cover bands.
But
And
all
we
the
got-
venues
we
here
all-
got it.
We hosted
Yeah.
an event at one way back when, and I had the bands picked out, and the owner was like, "You tell them they cannot play any cover song. It has to be all original. We'll get fined." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Okay," like I told them, and sure enough, here comes 2 or 3 songs, and I knew they weren't their song. I guess he didn't know. He didn't say anything. I was like, one of them was Beyonce. I was like,
Yeah.
but he never did pick up on. I was like, oh my god. But honestly, like who is out here? I guess inspector wise, being like, let me hear one cover
Let
song.
me hear one
you know?
cover song. Yeah, one guy in the audience with a little mustache and top hat going.
Yeah.
Well, like-
Just waiting for that one person. We can find them. I think that's just a bullshit thing myself.
Yeah.
It's just
When a venue says that.
mind-boggling to me, because I would want everything. I would
Yeah.
want to represent everything because that's my community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
those are all
mean-
the bands that are local, and how are you? And then there was some other places that I heard, they were like, oh, well, like, we saved these dates for touring acts. Take care of your local acts.
Yeah, let the touring acts be on them too.
Yeah, like,
I
take
mean,
care of
why
your local
not?
acts.
Why not have the touring act and an opening act from local.
And I
There's
tell people
nothing
all the
wrong with
time, if
that.
you have the $60 to go see your touring band,
Yeah.
spend the $10 and go see a
see
couple of
someone
local
else,
bands
yeah.
for the next like 3 weeks. Come on.
And I'm not against covers by no means. There's
Oh
hell of
no,
some great
there's
covers
some
that
great
I love.
people that do some great fucking covers too.
Well,
Make
sometimes
the
that's how you
song
get
way
introduced to
better.
a band.
Yeah.
Because if you recognize the song, you might be more willing to listen to them. And then when I really like how they sound, then you stick around to hear more music. Cause
Yeah, and they play
one of the
some
ones that I
originals.
played on the Ward is where we spotlight the bands. ODC covered "You Should See Me in a Crown" because I do not like Billie Eilish by no means. I do not like her sound, but I heard them cover it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the best sound I've ever heard in my life, and now I love all their music. It's like sometimes you do need that just to catch someone's attention. Well, that sounds familiar. I like how that sounded, and then here you go. And we do have a whole segment every now and then that we do that is just covers because they're really fun, but obviously you don't only want that, and you want to promote their original stuff, but
Yeah.
sometimes it is a little gateway.
A little gateway drug, like, hey, check this out.
Matt Bacon, who's popular on TikTok and Instagram among music marketing folks, and a lot of independent artists too. He says that every local band should end their set with like a really, really well done cover to guarantee that people are going to remember you
Yeah.
out of all the other local bands.
Yeah, I firmly believe that every band should have at least 2 covers that they can do.
Yeah. At least.
Just because it lets people jam with you. Everyone listens to your original music. That's great. When you do that song that they can
everybody
sing,
gets
and everyone's like,
into
"Oh my
it,
god, I
yeah.
love this song!" You just associated, something different. Like even with my tribute band, we do some weird songs where we're like, "Well, should we do?" I'm like, "Yeah, we do it, but we're gonna do snippets to introduce people to these songs." I was like, "Isn't that part of bringing the music? Like, part of being a tribute is like." You want more people to love it and learn those songs that they don't hear on the radio every day, So they're like, oh, I love that song. This band did such a great, and then they start associating you with that when they think of it, So I think that's really neat, and that's important for all bands. It's just a nice little, like you said, it's the gateway drug. Like, just listen to this.
The Backhand Blue that I was talking about, that band, the last show we did for them or with them at the Warehouse. So she's amazing, love her music and her sounds. And then she did "Sober" by Tool, and I was like, duh. Like, and everybody in the building is like, yeah. So like you said, now they're gonna remember. Oh, who was that great band that did that awesome
I heard
cover?
that on
And then
Facebook.
well,
I heard her on
I did it
Facebook.
live because I was like, can't not. Anytime they do something like you got Tool, Limp Bizkit, Deftones, and peeing around, I'm like, all right. But the girl, and it's always girls too, which I love. That these women out here covering these bands, these classic, new metal boy bands, like. And after that, I went and got some more other stuff, and I addressed her before I left. I said, I need all your stuff because you're going on my show like next week. I love that sound, but yeah, I agree. Like this, catch them with like a really popular cover that everybody knows, and then you're like, okay, I can remember that, and I'll go back to it. So
Yeah.
Now,
Now.
I don't personally understand why venues wouldn't be more open to tribute bands. I know for me and what I'm doing, folks get mad at me about the covers, but I'm okay with covers. You just got to do it fucking different than the original. Otherwise, what the
Definitely.
fuck is the
That's,
point,
like,
guys?
Great way to do it. I love when they change things.
I'm not
When
going to
someone
play
does a
your
cover on it,
version
it's
of someone
different.
else's song. I want to play your song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate covers. I love really well done covers. There were a few covers, I think, on my show today. Because Loveless, I'm like obsessed with that band now. And the only reason I know them is because they do these amazing little short reels on Instagram just covering other songs.
Yeah.
Just doing fucking like
Because music is fun.
just metalcore covers
And
of all these
sometimes it's
songs.
a great way
And
to
so I
warm
played
up.
running up that hill today.
Yeah.
They did
Oh,
such
did you
a great
really?
version of that song. Oh my god! And then the song clip that I played to start the show, when they covered fucking Lizzo, and it was so good. And I didn't know it was a Lizzo song, so I saw the reel. This is like legit how I found this band. I was just scrolling, and all my shit is just like fucking metalcore and prog
You
bands.
sent me that link.
Remember?
I remember that
Oh my
night.
god! Oh my god!
And
So
then she's like, so apparently this is a
I was
Lizzo
like,
song.
yeah, I had no idea. I was like, oh my god, this band, it's so good. I love this song. And then my kid I was just playing this clip over and over again because they have, like, when are they going to release this song? And then my kid's like, I'm pretty sure that's a Lizzo song. I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, no, it's one of the trending songs right now. And so he shows it to me, and it's a fucking Lizzo song. So today I mixed like a Lizzo clip into their version.
It's like a mashup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
mashup,
when I was
awesome.
asking for
A little bit of mashup.
a little bit of something I'm needing.
A little bit of a mashup. But yeah, like that's how that's it. It works. It works. Like that's not what caught my attention. It was just this song that I was just like, oh my god, this dude singing these lyrics. Like that's so genius. But also like it's such a good like I love the drums and like this tiny little fucking reel on Instagram. Like, and that's how they got me. And then I just started scrolling through all their shit, and they just do these amazing covers.
Catching a lot of bands now doing that's how you're getting their attention though is like that or TikTok. There's how many now are on big rock stations because they got found on TikTok. It's pretty great. I've talked to several on there like this is really talented and like what are you doing to promote it other than this? And you don't have to though because it's right there. It's great. So but then we have one. There is a little metal band that does a bunch of Disney covers, and I'm a diehard Disney fan. These are so cute. And then when you go listen to their music, like yes. Of course, it's my little emo kid coming out of me because it's that kind of style, scene kid music. I love it.
Nice.
I'm glad that people are still doing it, kind of quote unquote bringing it back.
Throwback.
I
Throwback to
think-
the 1900s.
Say something.
But the thought of a Disney song done heavy, that's just great.
There's so many now.
Oh yeah.
So many.
And when I see stuff like that on TikTok, or my daughter shows me something like that, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
wow. But and then I think back to, I didn't teach my kids to listen to original songs sometimes because, like my daughter first heard "Devil Went Down to Georgia." She only heard the Primus version for years. Years she only heard the Primus version. That's all she ever knew was the Primus version. And one day she was somewhere, and the original Charlie Daniels version came out, and she comes home and she's like, "Dad, I heard this country version of Devil Went Down to Georgia, and it was freaking amazing." And I'm like, "Oh, you heard the original." And that got her to start going back and listening to songs, and sometimes she'll hear something and she'll ask me, "Is this a cover?" Just because she wanted to know who originally done it and see what the differences were, and still not hate it because it was done this way, likes it just this way, and introduces her to other artists. Not that she likes Charlie Daniels. She does not like Charlie Daniels at all.
That kind of goes back to what we're talking about with like listening to the lyrics and what they mean because those are
Yeah.
kid movies, but some of those Disney songs like they got some feeling.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you hear them in a different way sometimes, but I mean I love them anyway. I'll cry at halftime anyways. But then you put it like behind some like good like heavy riffs, it's like okay, all right. Jonathan Young did he does every one of them. He did Hellfire from Hunchback of Notre Dame, and it was like I'm going to die because I love that song anyway. But it was so awesome. But one of mine that I didn't know, and actually me and Cadence talked about this the other day. The lead singer of Cadence.
Hey, Cadence.
Hey. My Darkest Days, Come Undone. Love that song. So beautiful. Did not know that was a cover. It was like I don't even know who sings it. I just know I was at Kroger one day slicing some meat, and Come Undone started playing. I was like, My Darkest Days sounds like they're from the 40s because it was just like some like so sweet song. I was like, I don't know what this is. You might know it if I let you hear. I'm not gonna sing it. I'm no good at it.
Yeah.
but-
Is it the Corn?
No, it's like, everybody thinks
Yeah,
that name,
I'm
but it's
thinking
Come Undone. I'll have to play it for you. I
Yeah, I'll
won't
have to
sing
look
it,
for
but
it.
and then Careless Whisper. My mom was to see there, and my mom's like, "Oh, honey." I was like, "But listen." She's like, "Yes, it's good." And I look, she loved anything I introduced her to. She loved Avenged Sevenfold and all that. Cause she grew up like I said, Cinderella, all that good stuff. And then I'm like, "Here, listen to this with me." And she was always about it. But yeah, I was like, "Oh hell yeah, listen to some Mom." She's like, "Oh yeah."
I remember when that first came
Insert,
out.
I forget
Yeah,
their name
I
right now.
remember that. I remember one of my kids did that. Have you heard this song?
Oh,
Yeah, many years
Disturbed
ago.
and doing their covers all the time. That my dad's like, "Oh yeah, that's a Genesis song." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Get out, Dad." No,
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I listen to a lot of music, and I'll hear the samples, and I'm like, "Hey, I know that song. Oh my god, I kind of like what they did with it." You know,
Yeah.
so I like being able to that I know those songs. You know, but there's a lot of songs that I don't know, and then kind of like you'll just get what?
How do you not know that?
What? How do they do that? I love listening to Chris Cornell do covers.
Oh yeah, he does some great covers. My favorite of his is Nothing Compares to You. His
Oh,
version
yeah.
of that is just tearful, makes you cry.
It's haunting.
It is.
I
It's
love him.
amazing.
I love you, Chris Cornell. I miss you so much.
I gotta say this though, for the longest time I would not listen to his version of Billie Jean because I just did not want to. I was like, no, No, you could have picked so many other fucking songs, and you picked Billie Jean. No, and then I listened to it one day. It just popped up on the drive home, and I didn't want to hit fast forward. It was like, that's actually pretty fucking good. I was like, wow, that is pretty fucking good.
It's kind of weird because when people cover songs that are close to your heart, and you're just like, no, there's no way I'm gonna like it. Nope, it's not the original. Whatever, they tried. And then you hear it at a certain time where you didn't know that you needed it, and suddenly it just makes sense. The interpretation and everything, you just get it.
There's an old Ancient Chatter episode with me, Diego, and Cruz talking about covers and things like that, and they had got off on that topic about there's just some songs you don't touch. I'm like, I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in it either.
Nah, fuck that. You do whatever you want to. It's just music. I understand you're not gonna like it, but there's none of that. It doesn't exist.
I mean,
you can't touch that song.
I had a friend that would not listen to covers of anybody. He did not. No, only the originals. He's changed. He likes them now.
Yeah.
When he hears certain ones, he thinks they're great. So I never believe that, because sometimes that's how I only heard a song, because I heard the cover first.
Yeah.
And I love that idea, like how you said, when a band does a cover, you'll remember them more and go back and listen to their other stuff.
When they do a good cover.
That being said, I wasn't saying,
Let me clarify.
They weren't saying that. We were discussing how people do say that, and then because we all went on about the different covers that we like. I was gonna make sure I cleared that up.
Not when you full band karaoke someone else's song.
Yeah. You have to interpret it.
So
Oceans of Slumber just released a version of House of the Rising Sun.
Oh.
And I highly recommend you listen to it. It is so beautiful and it's different.
Depending on this, obviously different
They do
styles of
great
music, you
covers,
may not like different covers, but North Carolina did Billie Jean, and I love their version of that. My mom, she does not listen to heavy stuff. My mom's not my mom. She is my mom. We're from the South. Y'all don't know.
We
But-
understand. You know.
She doesn't listen to anything like that, but somehow or another, she was running around. She ended up hearing Sound of Darkness, right? Darkness, yeah. Silence. Sound of Silence.
Silence.
She was listening to that by Disturbed, and she was like, you know what? I really enjoyed that cover I heard today. It was a really pretty version. Who's the band? And I told her, I was like, but you're not gonna like anything else. That was it. Don't
like
do it.
anything else.
And she's like, oh.
Honestly, I don't like anything else.
I said, don't do it, Mom. So I did let her listen to it. She's like, oh, this is what you're listening in your room. And I don't like it. Yeah. You stick to that one song.
Well, CJ.
Yeah.
He does amazing versions of songs.
He does do some amazing versions.
It's just, I was like, what the heck?
What
He does
was
the
it that-
Zeppelin.
He does the
Yeah.
Zeppelin with the accordion. Oh my
Dude.
God. Damn, that is fucking great.
And I love watching him perform when he's like, okay, I need the accordion, not the guitar. When he does a wardrobe change right on stage.
Right.
Because that's what the song needs. Starts off one way and then he's like, all right, time to change this up. I don't know.
He does one song, and I can't remember what it is, but he throws Baby Got Back in it almost all the time. Every time he does it. I can't remember what it is.
Well, he's watching.
There's a
CJ,
video
what
of
song
it.
is that?
Yeah, what song is that, CJ? You're watching. But yeah, I can't remember what it is though. But I've heard it I think he's done it on the show once, on the previous show.
Yeah.
I was at a Pearl Jam cover band show last night that I got to put videos up that I did. Really good. And they were kind of younger kids, but yeah, they were on point. I really love seeing that kind of.
I love School of Rock. Watching School of Rock perform.
Rock.
Oh my God, you guys are good.
They were kids, but they're just younger.
The kids are doing it. Well, you got to start somewhere, and it's just a great way to it's a great way to launch
To me,
your
it's
own creativity.
It's great that there's a young band doing a tribute to Pearl Jam, because I love Pearl Jam. So I would have probably, hey, let's go check this out if I'd have known it was.
It's an hour and a half down away, but we had fun,
but if
and
I'd have known.
we had Hawaiian tacos.
Man,
Bam! We had fries.
this is what's gonna
Nice.
kill our show.
Hawaiian
Talking about
tacos.
food.
No, Hawaiian tacos are just spam and pineapple. Though.
That's what everybody said, but it wasn't. It was
Tamales
I
on the
think I was
table.
growing up.
Tamales on the table. You're touching.
It was a lot of fun.
It's just tuned into a food podcast.
What?
I said this
This
just.
is what's gonna kill our show tonight is food. Talking about food.
Oh, again, talking about Agent Chatter. Almost every show ended up talking about food. All we do is talk about food. We're all a bunch of fat kids. It's food.
Well, and that's what I think some of the venues are missing.
Some of
Some
them.
tamales.
I mean, I gotta say, the warehouse and those burger
Dude,
bombs.
the warehouse had such great food.
I didn't know they had food until last
I bought a
night.
giant pizza last night for everybody.
Yeah, I
There's
had no
plenty,
idea
though,
they
that need
had
to
food
pick up
there.
that food game now, 'cause,
They
like,
do.
This is
They
not, I don't
do.
And
know
if they don't
your-
serve food, like bring in a food truck.
Yeah, get your food truck out front if you're not gonna serve it. And if
Shout
you
out
do
to the
serve
Underdog
it,
for their amazing fucking food truck.
I can't
Yeah.
handle just like don't throw everything you have in a deep fryer and call it food. Cause like
No, that's not food.
I'm not trying to die. In
I
here.
can never eat
that. I hate when it's just deep fried stuff sometimes. It's like shit, those burger bombs though. I want to know how they make them and just sell them.
No, Bowie's, their waffle fries with
Bowie's is legit too.
with all those like cheese and stuff on it.
I love
Lordy.
going to, well, and like even tonight, like I'm gonna go to the 404, and I was like, I just need a snack because I'm gonna eat something when I get there.
Yeah.
You know?
Heck yeah. See, here we go talking about food.
See, that's how it is.
So it is.
That did not take long.
But that's the other thing, you know, like venues like the 404. I mean, that's like a grill, you know, like they
Yeah,
have
bar grill.
stages, you know. It's
Yeah.
like all these places have great stages. It's just getting in there and booking the right things, you know, like.
That's what I did when my very first band interviews was at 404. We were supposed to do it inside, but it was really strange that day because they had like a little jazz show going on up front, and in the corner over here they had like a R&B hip hop thing going on the outside, so you couldn't hear anything. I was like, we'll go outside, and there was nowhere to sit or whatever. So I literally set up my tripod in the parking lot, and me and the girl is Animal, not Animal, so I'm just kidding. Naughty Input. It was me, her, and her band.
I met her. She's great.
Oh, she's so sweet. It's just gorgeous. But we were out there in this parking lot doing our interview, a little tripod, and then the cars going by. It was silly, but it was kind of impromptu, so it was really, really fun. And we were just goofing off, and some car comes up beside us and starts talking, so we're talking to them too on my interview. I thought it was cute. I was like, it's fine. I like little
That's the best part of
spontaneous
interviews is
stuff that
little
happens.
shit like that.
Yeah.
That's how you DIY it up.
Yeah.
Even you sometimes will be sitting there and be like, hey, now's a good time to get that interview in. I should just pull out our phone and start talking to somebody.
I did 0 interviews last night at Warehouse.
Same here, and I meant
Yeah,
to do some.
I did bring
I did
my
record.
microphone today though.
I did record a lot of the artists to make something with that.
And I think that's where we're going to be important and continuing to build the community.
Yeah.
I didn't do
Always a
many
good thing.
interviews, but I did plenty of recording and sharing. So that's at least something. Get them out
That,
there.
that's a
so.
lot. It's a lot.
And if you're like, I know our focus for the most part is trying to get people to see the value of actually going to see these bands in person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, an interview that'll let you get to know the bands, that'll like give you commentary on whatever the topic is. But just recording the shows and sharing those and letting people see, especially like last night, I was so excited that like for the last song of Modern Primates set, I was just recording the crowd. Like if
Yeah.
you weren't there, you were fucking missing out. That was such a live, the energy was just so incredible. So like sharing that kind of stuff, it really does go a long way. And you know, like you can see the views on something versus the likes. You're gonna get 10% in numbers like of reactions compared to how many people are actually seeing these bands. And then you'll have people show up at the show. And I'll have people tell me like, oh yeah, I saw them when you posted that video on Facebook. And I'm thinking like, you saw that? I didn't think anybody saw that. Oh, because you didn't fucking put a like on it to let me know you saw it.
share it.
But it works.
But
But it
because
is
the
working.
views,
It works,
because
yeah.
the views go.
Yeah, the views go up.
The views
you
are
might
there.
not always get the likes, but as long as the views are there.
But it does work. So when we're thinking that we're just posting and just trying to promote these bands and nobody gives a fuck, it is working. People
Yeah.
do show up at these shows and say, oh yeah, I saw them. Or like even that message that we got where, what's his face? I don't remember from which band, but he was just like, all right, you got me interested. What's going on? Like people are looking and they are noticing. And I hope that the more we can just get better and better crowds, the more we can entice people to like come be part of the crowd, like come make the new friends, come be in the space. But it does take like just that grunt work of just trying to record everything and trying to delete shit so you have space on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Not
No,
for
I'm
your
doing
kids
it,
and your
delete.
pets and your family, but for these bands.
Yeah. It is. Like, I have so much on my phone where I'm just like, I need downtime so I can, like,
Saying,
Do
yeah,
something
I got,
with
I
it.
got like 20 videos I gotta send. To the
You
whole
This
know?
guy.
weekend, from Thursday through the rest of this weekend, it's just going to be fucking days of editing.
Yeah, I hate to like really delete a lot of things, but that's what I've been doing lately. As I'm at the shows, I do them live or I'll record, I'll post it, tag, and get on Instagram, go in and delete it. As I just have to because otherwise it builds up.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
quick.
Yep.
So I was like, I gotta get them in here, so them
Well,
out.
that's why I've been going to lives, just so I don't have to store it on
Yeah.
my phone.
And
But
it
then
just-
it gives me
it
the
already
option. Do you
saves
want to
it to
save the
your
video?
page.
Well, yeah, I want to save
Yeah.
it.
So you save it
I want to
to your
save it to my
Facebook
phone
page.
so I can do
I want
some
to save it
editing.
so I can edit it later. That's at first I was just doing the lives until I was like, wait a minute, I'm having a hard time getting the video off Facebook. So fuck it, I'm just gonna just record it now and edit it later because it was just difficult. I tried that with something I recorded a while back for a show and I can't get it off of Instagram or whatever when I put
Well,
it on.
that
I can't
and
remember. And
the quality's better when you're just recording the video
Yeah.
versus when
Yeah.
you go live.
It
Yeah.
won't let you twist your phone live. I was like, what is
Yeah,
happening?
yeah, that annoys me.
Why does that matter?
Yeah, because sometimes I'll be moving my phone like this and giving them different.
Yeah, half
Yeah.
of the HomeMade God Studio lives are sideways.
Yeah, because of the fucking it won't let it do it. So
It's
now
so
I have
funny.
to
You
do
can
them
tell
like
which
this.
one of us is posting on that site by like the post.
Yeah, you can. Because I have a
It's the same
tendency
with the
not to
Asylum.
put
Yeah.
any
You
info
always
on
know
it.
who it is, depending on the emoji, the typos, or the energy. It's like, we
Yeah.
know who it is.
Mine is always if it's sideways, it's probably Johnny.
Mhm.
If it's like less than 2 minutes, it's probably Miss Kita. And if it's just like a shaky hand, it's usually me that's going for like 15 minutes. I can get 3 or 4 songs. I can get.
I got
3 or
this
4
whole
songs.
set, guys. I got
Yeah.
this whole set.
I got it. I got it.
And over here taking shots with those. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to headbang while I'm doing
Trying to
it.
headbang
I
while
think
you
I think I do a pretty decent job of
I
doing
was like,
that.
I've gotten really good at headbanging and keep the phone still.
Yeah,
it's a skill, man.
She was commenting on one of the Cobra shows once, and I was like sitting there and we're just rocking out. She's like, I'm kind of impressed.
There's a tool for that now that
There is.
a global. I don't
I
know.
don't know
My
what it's
cousin wears
called.
one on his GoPro, and it doesn't matter how you move, it always keeps you stationary.
Oh.
And I was wanting to get one for myself the same way. Talking around. But yeah, you just attach it to it, and no matter how you move, it holds it, and it'll. I don't know. I'm gonna keep you from ever
It's like a
jacking it up.
stabilizer.
Okay, yeah, we're
Yeah, it's
looking
like
into it.
a bobble.
I'm looking
Yeah,
it up.
something like that.
We'll figure it out.
I'll get the name for you.
Like a bobble.
I need something. I have to do.
But that's the other
when I'm
thing.
at a show, about halfway through, because my shoulder's broken, I'll be like this.
Yeah.
You see everyone with recording stuff on their phone, but no one posts
She
it.
doing this
Yeah.
and trying to.
Yeah.
I gotta keep that damn person's in the view now. I gotta.
Anyway,
What was that?
um,
So what else we got going on?
well, tonight I'm gonna head over to the 404. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go see Fargo Strut, Sedona, and Mr. Gray. Tear it up over there. I know that some of us are going to the warehouse.
Yeah.
What are you doing tonight? I'm coming to HomeMade God Studio.
I came here. I can't remember what was on the list. I already had some shows that I got knocked out, and we had some things to do like online. We got some things to get prepared for all of our 9 million shows coming up that we're working, but going out. I'm not for sure. I do gotta get my dog ready for kayaking tomorrow.
Have to prep the pup
You
for
get a dog
kayaking.
ready for kayaking.
Oh,
Don't
well, we
you
gotta
just
get
like,
his
be
shoes
like,
to
come on.
fit. No,
Oh, you
I
gotta
got.
put shoes on him.
He's got shoes. We gotta resize. He's got his life jacket. We gotta make sure everything fits.
The life jacket I get, but
Oh,
shoes.
yeah, he's got shoes.
Get the shoes.
Everybody knows
He's
got
bougie.
shoes.
He's bougie.
He's taken care of.
He's spoiled. He doesn't
He
know
must
it.
be,
And he
yeah.
doesn't like it, but he's
I'm
spoiled.
sure. I mean, I try to put shoes on my dog. They get mad at me.
Yeah, he's not happy about it, but he's got protected feet now.
Aww.
Protect them little toesies. That
Yeah.
smell like corn chips.
Oh God.
I don't know why that's a thing with dogs.
Yeah, so 404 warehouse tonight is Nero Vatra, fucking meditator.
Pull.
Pull. Get your pull. Get your pull.
There's a big
Uh,
festival-ish thing going
Existing
on.
in exile. Guerrilla
Brave New
reptilian.
World, reptilian. Yeah, guerrilla warfare.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Warfare's
Got the
there
list.
today.
That's it.
I mean, really, if you pull up the HomeMade God studio page, there's a whole concert
whole concert
calendar
calendar
full of
going
events
on.
every day
Every day. Thank
that
you. Thank
we
you
put
so
out
much for that.
I wake up at 6 in the morning to do for you guys every day.
And I do the hard part though. I push the share button.
I push the share button.
And
at
And
least
I
10
appreciate
times.
that share button so much.
Yes.
Everyone that shares that concert calendar and gets the word out, you are doing a service to the community of musicians that are
Yes.
here in Nashville. Without you, I I have people that come up to me all the time and tell me,
Thank you so much.
yeah, they thank me because they're like, I wouldn't know. I look at your calendar every day because that lets me know what's going on. And maybe sometimes, there's nothing really going on but I know that I'm not missing out on anything that I really want to see. So I'm okay with it.
That's totally impressive to type that out every day. Like, yes, the least I can do is share it a whole bunch of times because I know
I
how
do
much
too.
work that is. Because a lot of ours isn't consistent every day with different bands. So the same with you, it's not the same. So it's every day something new. Change this, edit that, tag this. And people think, oh, social media, like, oh, that's all you do for a living. It's work.
It's so time consuming, especially if, like, depending on what kind of post you're doing, it's a lot more than just like, hey, come see this thing. It's fucking research. It's getting your dates straight. It's getting addresses, tagging the right people, which in itself is like a part-time job.
Tagging
just
is
tags.
insane.
Just
It's
tags.
It's never what you think it is. Like, oh, here's this person's name or the band name. It's always underscore this, not that. It's like, what is happening? Wait, what is your name?
It's a pain in the ass, and it's like, we're doing this because we love you guys. We love you artists, and we really believe in you, and we really believe Tennessee has what it takes to make, especially metal, to make heavier rock just more popular in general. But I really, really think metal is going to cross over and become a permanent popular genre, and I think it's going to be Tennessee that does it. And so all of this like really matters to us, and we are trying to give like our little contribution to what we see as like the beginning of a really big shift. So please,
But it's not just metal.
just sharing.
It's not just metal.
It's not just metal. For me and what I do, it's very much
It's very independent, like artist type stuff.
for the greater picture. It is the independent art,
That's
and
what
like
we're-
all of it. Like no matter what someone is doing in music, if it's on social media, like if you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and like I know for me, I used to not want to share things because it didn't fit the vibe of what I was doing with my account, right? So I
Yeah.
wouldn't share memes because that's not what I do with my Facebook, right? But now I see like the value of like it doesn't fucking matter. People like your carefully curated content on Facebook. No one remembers you for that shit. I'm your meme lord. No, you're fucking not. I have 27 of them that come up consistently every fucking day. I don't remember.
Except you, Burn. You are my cat meme lord.
So, like-
I'll tell you.
like,
I shared that.
Whatever you're normally doing on socials, fuck it. Like share.
continue to
Like
It's already there anyway,
Yes.
so that there's nothing gonna hurt you just to slap and share. It's like even just like throwing a like or whatever on something. It takes 0 seconds to do it. You're already scrolling anyway. And
what do you want us to not know that you see? We know you looking. We
Yeah,
know
you
you watching.
I know you see.
Thank
We
you,
know you
Michael. I
see
see
it.
you. I see you. Dude, I have people that go and wherever we share it, they'll go and look at those shares and they like all the shit.
That's what I do.
That we share,
That's what I
you
do
know?
too.
And that
it
means
sounds so
that's a
municipal,
lot.
but it does in the algorithms of how things work nowadays. That's how it was back in the day, handing out a flyer on your car. Like now, that's your new
That's
flyer
the way
handing.
to do, yeah. And you don't have to litter when you throw the flyer on the ground.
Oh yes, speaking to my environmentalist, Bobby Hill. Diego, he was talking about that. He'd love to do that again. So I'm all about old school and it's fun and stuff. But you know what we got biodegradable paper?
Yeah, that.
How can
make
we do
sure.
this healthy?
We would like to use papyrus.
I would like to do Miranda's thing that she told me about. It's not her thing, but the chalk on the sidewalk.
Oh, cute.
Oh yeah.
So there was this band from Houston, I-45. We called Crazy Tony. Shout out to you, Crazy Tony, and I-45. But they would take sidewalk chalk and draw all over the city, and it'll eventually lead you to the venue that they're
Cute.
playing.
Wow.
I like that. Again, work. People like
yeah,
that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work, but damn, that's a damn good idea to get people because if you see it, you're gonna follow it and be like,
I'm
Where's
curious
this
as
going?
to
Like,
that. I know.
where are we
Yeah, I
going?
would.
This way.
Right into
Okay,
a
let's do
fucking van
it.
and get
Yeah.
kidnapped. I'll follow it.
Right? Does he have a Reese's?
What kind of snack you got in now?
what kind of candy you got in that
It might
bag?
be worth it.
I forgot all about that. Oh my god.
So, like, does he have a Reese's?
Does he have a Reese's? Okay. I don't want the Reese's. I don't want
the
the
Reese's. No, I don't want the Reese's. I ain't getting in the van with you. I'm getting in the van with you.
Oh, but 2 Reese's?
2 Reese's. The big Reese's. Is that the king
No,
cake?
I had been the freezer because that's the only way.
Is
to
that
get
Reese's
it.
cold?
But-
That's me. Is that Reese's cold?
Is it cold?
Oh, it's not cold? No, I'm not getting the van with you. That's probably all melted
But,
and shit. I want a cold one.
Should we check runtime?
We
Do we have any final thoughts?
And I
listen.
said blank. Like,
My final thought is this:
If you want to ask me, I have lots of thoughts.
listen to Asylum Radio.
Do it.
Don't think about it. Just do it.
Just listen
Are you
to
thinking about it? Don't think about it.
When is your show?
2 to 4 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday.
When is your show?
New time slots that I don't remember yet.
Oh, madam, you were told this
Saturdays
Two.
from 2 to 6, and then Sunday is the replay from 4 to 8.
morning. Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, what you said.
Saturdays 2 to 6 Central Time, and then the Sunday replay, which is just the replay of the previous episode. That's going to be on Sundays from 4 to 8 p.m. Central Time.
Yes. And, so Diego follows up after me, and then Takara, Defiance, and then we have several other shows later there. So if you are talking about all of our old metal stuff, you like your headbanging, the hair band stuff. We have the hair off-lips that we play. We have some throwbacks with, oh lordy, we have so many shows now. It's all full. Like, we are crammed full of them, and it's a good problem to have. Like I said, having all these people into the industry coming on board, it's awesome. So all day long, we have something for you, and of course, podcasts here and there splattered in. You can catch us hanging out with other people. It's a lot of fun. You can always shoot us MP3s to bands who are listening, because you want to be heard, we can help you, but you got to shoot us an emails.
And please send it in MP3 format.
Yes.
I was able to create a MP3 out of a WAV or
Wow.
I was talking about being new and green. I am
Silly
the
WAV.
child in the bunch. I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. I just push buttons. But I was able to turn it into an MP3, and I felt like a scientific genius. But yeah, preferably MP3s.
Yes. Oh my God.
And then tune in to HomeMade God Studio for HomeMade God Studio Presents, which is a concert series that we host here in a secret location
This
in
is
Tennessee.
Undisclosed
An
location.
undisclosed
If you
secret
wanna know what it is,
location.
you have to be on the show.
But you
wanna
can
see
DM us if you want to come through and check out the live show, and we'll let you know where
We
we're
will
at.
tell you where
And
we're
this
at.
was
Just
built
let us
for
know.
live music, so we would love more people to come and check out these bands in person here in studio.
And trust me, when the bands have an audience, they love it.
The
They
energy
love
is
it. The energy is so that you could see it in them.
It's great
Even
to
when
watch
it's
it on
just two of
YouTube,
us in
but
the
it's way
audience.
better to
But when you have the
experience
audience
it.
here, it's fun. Yeah.
And everyone knows that the energy for a band is typically going to be better when they have a crowd to give them energy. But in this setting, when it gets packed, it's this really nice, intimate kind of like rock club kind of feel. Like it gets sweaty,
Yeah.
it gets loud, it gets heavy. It's
Yeah.
like, it's
And you're
wood.
dying.
It's this Johnny built this with his hands. The vibrations
Bare
just
hands.
yeah, the vibrations get insane in here. It feels good. It sounds good. So it's so much better in here than it is on the live stream. Thank you for watching the live streams, but come hang out with us.
I do like
No
this
empty venues.
Hashtag no empty venues.
Hashtag no empty venues.
Do you want to get out and shut it off?
I sure can.
So thank you so much for tuning in to HomeMade God Studio Presents. We were hanging out with the ladies of Asylum Radio. We will have a new episode coming through shortly. Please stay tuned to the channel,
To the channel, at least.
to the
yeah.
Facebook channel. There's a lot of big news coming up, and definitely check out that concert calendar and get out to some shows. Say hi to us because we love meeting you. And
Yes.
hugging you. We love hugs.
Thank
That's
y'all.
it.
That's it. Bye.
Why can't we be friends?